This is CBC Nova Scotia News.
Privacy breached. A Nova Scotia woman questions RCMP entry into her home after a dropped 911 call.
Stolen trust. A dentist slams a short sentence for a former employee who stole thousands of dollars.
And a stone's throw to Scotland. Nova Scotia's rock skipping champion secures a spot at the World Championships.
Spotty showers and drizzle overnight into early Tuesday, and then the skies are clearing once more. Your full forecast is coming up.
Good evening. When a Nova Scotia woman called 911 to report a dangerous driver on the highway, she expected police to follow up on the road, not inside her locked home.
Josh Hoffman has the details on a bizarre communication breakdown that left a caller feeling violated by the very people she called for help.
There's just so many things in my mind, it's like that could have gone wrong, and it's so anxiety inducing.
Robin McDougall was driving behind an erratic driver, so she called 911. An hour later, she got a call from an officer who was inside her house.
And he's like, hey, so there's been a miscommunication and we were in your house.
That miscommunication began on the Trans-Canada Highway in June between Antigonish and Port Hawkesbury. The 911 dispatcher told her to call back if she or the other car got off the highway. 10 minutes later, she did just that and explained the motorist was continuing on toward Cape Breton. She was sitting down to eat with her parents when she got that call.
I just couldn't comprehend how we went from the highway to my house in the opposite direction.
McDougall was confused and a bit concerned. She called her friend to go check what was going on.
They don't use the front door. So I went around the back and I knocked on the door because I figured there was someone inside, and the officer opened it and he seemed a little frazzled.
The staff sergeant for the Antigonish RCMP says her officer went there because of a dropped 911 call. Because of the Supreme Court decision, she says police in Canada have a duty to check if a dropped call involves an emergency and do whatever it takes to find the person who made the call. In this instance, the dropped call was being looked into by one investigator while another investigator checked in on the erratic driver complaint. And those two investigators didn't connect the two incidents.
It was not connected back to the impaired driver. We were not looking for an impaired driver at the residence. We were looking for a person in distress.
Hillier says Eastern Nova Scotia is known to have bad cell phone reception, but McDougall is adamant that neither of the two calls she made to 911 were disconnected, and she didn't make a third. She says the whole situation has made her rethink if she'll call 911 the next time she sees a dangerous driver on the road.
I don't know if I would. I definitely second guess it.
Josh Hoffman, CBC News, Antigonish.
Cape Breton Regional Police are investigating a fire and the discovery of a body at a property in McAdams Lake. Police responded to a missing person complaint on Beachmont Road on Friday. The person was last heard from on July 22nd. When officers attended the scene, they found a home that had been destroyed by fire, but say no reports were made about the incident. During the investigation, officers found a dead person on the property. No other details have been released.
Halifax fire crews fought a fire at a high-rise apartment building on South Park Street on Saturday. The fire was reported at around 11:30 a.m. on the 8th floor, where flames and smoke could be seen coming out of the windows. Fire officials say the unit where the fire started was destroyed, and the apartment directly above it sustained smoke damage. There were no reports of injuries.
A Halifax area dentist is upset that an employee who stole from him only spent about 5 weeks in jail. She made off with more than $92,000 before she was caught. Blair Rhodes reports.
She said she was sorry, but not that she was responsible for anything. And to us, that's kind of the kicker here, is there's never been any sort of acceptance of responsibility.
Phil Minturn's former employee, Tamara Farnell, was sentenced to 5 months in jail for stealing from his dental practice. He was upset when he heard she switched to house arrest after only about 5 weeks.
It doesn't seem like appropriate consequences for the amount of pain she caused. I know I spent way more hours investigating this fraud and investigating this embezzlement than she spent in jail.
Farnell was part of Minturn's practice for about 8 years, gradually getting more responsibility and handling money. She stole small amounts over a long period of time. Mintern is convinced she took a lot more than $92,000, but he says it's expensive and time-consuming to do the forensic investigation necessary.
It's expensive to do these forensic audits. The bank charges us to get data that we need for confirming things. So once we got to that two and a bit year mark, we just felt like it wasn't worth the money to keep going back. We were just gonna find out there was more theft, and we weren't gonna recover anything more. So it just would have cost us more money to find out things we didn't want to find out.
Mintern says one question that remains unanswered is why.
And that's the bizarre thing. The investigator said the same thing. Usually there's some thing behind the theft, whether it's something innocuous like a family member who's ill and incurring a lot of medical expenses or something like that you might be sympathetic for, all the way to gambling addictions, drug addictions, things like that. But we've never seen any explanation.
Mintern says he doesn't expect to see any of the money, even though he's launched a civil lawsuit against Farnell. He says he came forward in part to make people aware that this problem is a lot more widespread than most think. Not just dentists, but also chiropractors and other medical professionals that charge fees for services. Blair Rhodes, CBC News, Halifax.
Opposition leaders are raising questions about the cost of a trip Premier Tim Houston took in May. Houston traveled to Geneva along with Port of Halifax officials to meet with the owners of the company with a controlling interest in the port. Expense records showed the overnight business class standard flight cost almost $12,900. The Premier stayed 2 nights at a Marriott hotel at a cost of almost $2,600.
The Premier should be traveling. The Prime Minister travels. It's important that we see business connections being made. But that particular figure seems, I think, alarming, to say the least, for everyday working families that are trying to make ends meet.
NDP leader Claudia Chender says there's an expectation public officials look for the best possible deal when they spend public money, and she's not sure that's what happened in this case. The Premier's office issued a statement noting that the trip came at the last minute. The statement says hotel choices are made based on consultation with the RCMP to identify a secure site and considering proximity to meetings.
Halifax Harbour bridges are telling cyclists to slow down on the McDonald Bridge. The Bridge Commission says more cyclists are speeding on the bikeway, causing an increase in near-miss accidents. Some have been caught traveling at almost double the posted 25-kilometer-an-hour speed limit. And while no injuries have been reported, the city's bridge agency hopes alerting the public will keep it that way.
We're worried that it's creating a situation that could result in an accident, and at those speeds, severe injuries are possible. We're just looking for people to slow down so that does not happen.
The city is looking to add signage and traffic calming measures throughout the bikeway.
And Ryan back in the CBC Weather Center tonight with our first quick look at the weather forecast.
Yes, after a great weekend.
Yeah, fantastic weekend. Hopefully everybody got out and enjoyed with all that sunshine. The beautiful temperatures as well. It was fantastic. Temps today, yeah, you know what? Not too bad for the western parts of the province. We were to the 26 to 28 range in places like the Valley and certainly back towards Parsborough and Truro. Temperatures struggled, as did the sun for Sydney, down towards Port Hawkesbury and along that eastern shore. That cloud cover was a little capped. We will see a chance for some spotty, we'll call them, showers and drizzle chances overnight tonight. Generally for that same area, Cape Breton, eastern parts of the mainland, back into the Halifax area and perhaps down towards Bridgewater overnight tonight. But things will clear as we work our way into the afternoon, and we are looking at temperatures popping nicely, mid-high 20s back on tap for the mainland as we work our way into Tuesday afternoon. Looks like temperatures will be into the mid-20s for Cape Breton. So pretty good Tuesday afternoon, and that will set the stage for a nice Wednesday as well. Temperatures are going to be into the mid to high 20s, even a few 30s likely on the board in and around the Cobequid Bay area. As we move towards the late week, yeah, we're going to see the shower chances increasing. We'll walk you through it with your full 7-day forecast coming up.
Do stay tuned.
Right.
Okay, thanks, Ryan.
Thanks, Ryan.
Thank you.
Nova Scotia's Ellie Black has added another milestone to her legendary career.
It's Ellie Black!
Black captured gymnastics gold in the all-around event Sunday at the Commonwealth Games. This is actually a return to the top of the podium for Black. She won the same event at these games in 2018 in Australia.
Canada's Rock Skipping Championship took place this weekend in Lunenburg County, and this year the winner qualifies for the World Stone Skimming Championship in Scotland. The CBC's Molly McNaughton was there.
Williams' third time competing in this year's rock skipping tournament.
I had a pretty good feeling when it left my hand. Managed to not slip up and, make a fool of myself in front of everybody. And yeah, sometimes you throw and it's going to go wrong, and this time it went right.
Pleasant Paddling in Blue Rocks has organized a rock skipping tournament since 2018. The competition came from unlikely origins.
We take people kayaking here, it's beautiful here, and people throw rocks almost every single tour. And so that just slowly evolved into competitions, and then we looked it up and thought we should do the provincials here. And then we looked around and no one's doing the nationals, so we said if it's no one else, it might as well be us.
It's a fundraiser for Pro Kids, a recreational program that provides financial aid to children and youth in Lunenburg County. In the past, they counted the amount of skips, but this year the tournament is based on distance. Williams skipped the rock 55 meters. While he qualifies for the Stone Skimming World Championships in Scotland this September, he might not make it.
My parents get here from the UK on the 6th, and the championship is on the 5th in Scotland. So it remains to be seen. We'll see if I can make the logistics of it work, but I'd really like to attend.
Unfortunately for Jack Shaw and Aidan McEwen, they won't be going to Worlds. They traveled all the way from Wolfville, hoping to finish first.
It didn't go great. I think my technique was a little bit off. I threw it directly into the water, so I only got like one skip, so didn't go great. Yeah, the name of the game was just get the rocks deep, but didn't quite accomplish that goal, but there might be a chance maybe next year, or maybe just get out to the beach and throw a couple more rocks.
Keith Robertson has been skipping rocks for 64 years. Although he didn't win this year's title, he's been handpicked to represent Canada at Worlds this year.
It's hard for me to pass by a body of water without throwing stones at it. And opportunity came up, so the Scottish event is the World Championship, which is affiliated with the Canadian Championship here. So I had the opportunity to go, and I couldn't pass that up.
And I couldn't pass up the opportunity to throw a couple rocks myself.
And we got Molly from the CBC!
This is going to be horrible. Well, I guess I'll be skipping the Worlds this year, but watch out. I'll be coming back next year. Molly McNaughton, CBC News, Blue Rocks.
Looks like she had fun anyway.
She did great.
Yeah. Well, the town of Lunenburg celebrated a milestone over the weekend.
It was the 30th anniversary of its designation as a UNESCO World Heritage Site.
Oh, yeah!
To mark the anniversary, the National Trust for Canada held a free event on Saturday, inviting both residents and visitors to enjoy walking tours, music, and information booths. There are more than 1,200 sites around the world with the designation, including famous landmarks like the Taj Mahal and the Great Wall of China.
It's actually overwhelming sometimes when to think, even old Quebec City is much larger than the town of Lunenburg. We're 4 square kilometers. The UNESCO corridor might be a kilometer square or so, because it's right to the old town core. So it's a great honor to be mentioned in those other sites.
Lunenburg was established in 1753. Keeping its original appearance and layout, it is recognizable today for its working waterfront and picturesque downtown. UNESCO calls it a prime example of a planned British colonial settlement in North America.
And check out this stunning catch at Beatty Centre for Marine Biodiversity here in Halifax. This rare blue and orange split-colored lobster is named Oscar. He's named that because staff at the centre think he's worthy of an Oscar for his incredible looks.
Well, split-colored lobsters are estimated to occur in just 1 in 50 million lobsters, making him one of the rarest in the world. The Beatty Centre says Oscar is now accepting visitors if you want to get an up-close look at this unique creature. And there's another look at beautiful Lunenburg. Ryan's up next with the full weather forecast. Do stay with us.
Yep.
Yes, but it will clear, so it's not a washout.
That's right. Clearing again through Tuesday and then a really nice Wednesday. We're keeping an eye on more shower chances toward the end of the week, but not a washout. And we do need to keep things nice and green, remembering that.
Absolutely.
But of course, a natal day weekend coming up. So all eyes on that 7-day forecast. First and foremost, have a look at our time lapse. The skies were alive in Cape Breton today. This is Iona. Terrific sunrise. And then you can see the system offshore trying to throw, yes, not only some clouds, but some periods of drizzle and a few showers into the mix for today. But a little bit of blue sky also mixing in there today. A little bit of everything in beautiful Iona today. And thanks to Nova Scotia webcams for this. As you can see in the last couple frames there, more wet weather building in with a few showers there with that latest live shot. And we'll show you the radar in a moment. Temperatures 16 in fact in Ganesh Beach with an onshore flow there, 20 Port Hawkesbury, 26 Kentville, 27 in Greenwood. Those were our hotspots today in the Annapolis Valley, away from that onshore flow. Not much of a humidex to report, feeling closer to 30 in places like Parsboro and Greenwood. And as we look at those winds, they have generally been in from the east today, and that has again been throwing in that cloud cover and a little bit of patchy drizzle and even a few spotty showers. Last check here, radar picking up maybe a couple of spotty showers up towards the Halifax area. Inland holding hands with that line right up towards the Pictou County area. Guysborough County, couple of spotty showers, but not too much on the board. But this line right here could fill in a little bit more over the next couple of hours, bringing that chance for showers not only through this evening into the overnight and into early tomorrow, as we will see with that hour by hour in just a second. That low will depart. This is going to be the main player this week. This slow-moving low is going to be migrating to our south and then eventually throwing some showers into the mix. Looks like for Thursday. Temperatures across North America, always variable, of course. So it's cooled off. Yellowknife at 14, Iqaluit at 7, Regina's at 30, Phoenix hottest on the board there at 43 degrees, as it so often is this time of year. Now, tonight we are looking at temperatures that are going to be in that 15 range for Cape Breton. Back towards the west, we're going to be looking at temperatures in the 14 to 17 range. I think the best chance for showers is going to be here from, say, the Bridgewater area up through Truro towards New Glasgow. Very spotty chance for the valley back towards the Yarmouth area. Things will fill in here with some cloud cover and again maybe some spotty showers that work their way back to that far west, but I think this model doing a pretty good job of where that line will be overnight tonight and in through tomorrow morning with the greatest risk towards the eastern areas, including Cape Breton. Note tomorrow morning, spotty showers continue eastern and central areas, at least the chance of that continuing into the afternoon. We're getting brighter as the day progresses in the east. Quite a bit of sunshine from the get-go for you folks from Yarmouth back towards the valley. Temperatures across Cape Breton tomorrow ranging between 19 in Ganesh with a bit of an onshore flow here. Sydney near 23, but we should be in and around the 25 range in and around the Bredora Lakes region. 25 in Ganesh and Sherbrooke for tomorrow. Back into central. Talking about temperatures here ranging between 23 with a bit of an onshore flow for places like Musquodoboit into the high 20s for inland areas, and into the west a similar story. It's cooler in those sea breezes. It is nice and toasty inland and into the valley for tomorrow. Note for Wednesday, lots of sunshine again and from start to finish on Wednesday. This is going to be, I think, our pick of that 7-day forecast, at least as it stands right now. And so, yes, as we move into Thursday, note that cloud cover building in, shower chances moving in from south to north as we move throughout the day on Thursday, and also increasing the mugginess. Will drop off and then kind of increase Thursday into Friday and Saturday. That will kind of tell us the tale of the weekend, which I think will be a very a mild summer-like weekend with some mugginess around, but that mugginess will also bring some chances for showers. It looks like, especially into the Saturday timeframe. We'll keep you posted on that. Tom and Amy.
We'll want to know more, that's for sure.
We
Okay,
sure do.
thanks so much, Ryan.
Thank you, Ryan. It is the newest trend in agricultural irrigation, a robot that runs autonomously and can cover any field shape, including the corners where traditional sprinkler systems can't reach.
Half a dozen PEI farmers bought it to use it this year after last summer's drought. The CBC's Nancy Russell went to check it out.
More PEI potato farmers are investing in irrigation after last summer's drought and the costly toll it took on their crop. Some are turning to the latest technology. This machine is called 360 Rain, originally developed for irrigating corn in the United States.
There was some people here in PEI that said, well, I think if it could irrigate corn, it could probably irrigate potatoes. And there was one of them in PEI last year, which was the first 360 Rain to do potatoes anywhere in the world.
Barrett says one of the advantages of the machine is the way it moves through the field.
It does long fields really well. It does like irregular shaped fields really well compared to, say, a pivot irrigation, which many people would be used to, which like a center pivot, which goes in a circle around a field. This machine can do the whole field.
On this farm, there are 4 smaller fields that the irrigation machine travels to, along with 3,000 feet of hose.
If we had a pivot, we would have to take this pivot and move it around to multiple fields, and it would be a lot of work and a lot of time and a lot of hassle.
Will Van Wettering is one of the farmers who decided to invest in 360 Rain after taking a big financial hit because of last summer's drought.
It was fairly catastrophic. We probably had 60% of what we usually have. We always had something in mind on this block to do something like this. And yeah, after last year's drought, it was like I got to pull the trigger sooner than later.
He says the machine and infrastructure cost about $500,000. There was some funding that he says will help, but he expects it will take 7 or 8 years for the system to pay for itself. The irrigation robot is controlled using a cell phone, and it can go 24 hours a day, fully automated.
With the sprinklers that are right above the surface of the plants, there's less room for like evaporation and water loss. This enables you to be more precise.
It's expensive to run. I'd rather just get rain.
Barrett says, like any new technology, everyone is still learning, but he expects to see more irrigation robots in PEI fields soon. Nancy Russell, CBC News, Canavoy.
Coming up, physician burnout. A national survey suggests 1 in 10 emergency department doctors leaving the profession.
More physicians. Many say they're burning out and feeling high levels of distress. A new national survey of hundreds of ER doctors found 1 in 10 have left the specialty, 5 in 10 have reduced clinical hours, and 2 in 10 have taken time off.
They described some really terrible circumstances of working in the emergency department. Everybody commented on the increased workload and the deteriorating clinical care. And most physicians felt powerless to change that.
The findings follow years of warnings about hallway healthcare and dangerously long wait times. Just this May, 33-year-old Travis Smith died in the waiting room of an Edmonton ER.
Canadians are dying each year because of hospital and emergency department overcrowding. So this is, it's something that haunts you. It's something that stays with you forever.
We're being asked to do more and more every year, without the commensurate resources that allow us to provide better care.
This physician says many ER doctors feel like they're letting patients down.
That erodes our well-being.
the feeling that we're being shortchanged ourselves in the ability to do what we love, and we're also not giving patients what they need. And that's where this attrition is coming from.
At their summer meeting, Canada's premiers pushed for more predictable healthcare funding from the federal government, while outside advocacy groups called on the premiers themselves to tackle yet another summer of emergency room closures in many rural and remote parts of the country. Still, there are no clear solutions in place to stop this mass exodus of frontline physicians, a problem some say could keep getting worse. Lauren Pelly, CBC News, Toronto.
Dr. Simon Field is the head of the Department of Emergency Medicine at Dalhousie University and Chief of Emergency Medicine Central Zone at Nova Scotia Health. Sir, are these issues cited in this report sounding familiar to you?
Yes, we've known for a long time that across the country, emergency physicians are struggling with their working conditions, and there have been high rates of what have variously been described as burnout or moral injury. And then today's report in the Canadian Medical Association journal, which indicates that in their survey, up to 10% of emergency physicians have actually left the profession. And this is very concerning to all of us.
Yeah, take us inside the profession a little bit, if you would. I know you work in emergency medicine at the Halifax Infirmary. What are conditions like in emergency departments here?
So I think the main thing that is difficult for us as emergency physicians is that the wait times that patients are spending before they see a physician, and this is across the country, but especially we've noticed it very acutely in Central Zone. These wait times have become significant, and that is disturbing for us. I think from a patient perspective, they often perceive this as being that there aren't enough physicians to see them. The reality is that we don't have space to see people in, that often the root cause of why people are waiting a long time is that there physically are no beds for us to actually examine them in. And this is due to the phenomenon of what is known as hospital crowding, where there are so many patients that are in the hospital that there's a delay in patients that are admitted getting actually moved from the emergency department to the inpatient floors.
It sounds like such a familiar story. This has been an issue for many years, and I don't need to tell you that, this whole issue of the crowding. But how is it impacting ultimately patient care? Is it to the point where people are dying because of it?
I mean, I hesitate to kind of, create a panic around that. We know that the longer that patients wait in the emergency department, the worse their outcomes are. And so it may not necessarily be that patients are dying, but their complication rates go up significantly. And ultimately, their length of stay in the hospital often is increased for patients that spend long times waiting to be admitted to the hospital.
How are you doing in the workplace? I mean, how is this impacting emergency department doctors like yourself?
I think we find this a very difficult situation. We've all gone into medicine in general and emergency medicine in particular because we want to help people, we want to make a difference, we want to have an impact on our communities. And for us, it is very hard to realize that we're not able to provide care at the level that we would really aspire to doing. And so I think that does lead to a lot of dissatisfaction, a lot of unhappiness with our working conditions. Having said that, I still see my colleagues coming to work and putting everything they have into providing the best patient care that they possibly can. Emergency physicians are resilient. We are a group that is very dedicated. And so certainly locally, I'm not seeing people quitting the profession completely, but I'm seeing people that are really struggling with the conditions. And in many cases, what has happened is that people have scaled back on how much they're working in the emergency department itself. So rather than actually quitting altogether, what we're seeing is that people are focusing areas of their careers into other areas. So they'll be focusing on education or research or other aspects of providing healthcare to their patients. But we're not necessarily locally seeing people quitting altogether.
But we need more emergency room physicians. Presumably, we need to at least solve the problem in the emergency rooms. First of all,
yeah,
do you have
so
a good handle on why these
emergency
conditions are
physicians
persisting?
in general, I agree. So there certainly is a national shortage of emergency physicians, and I think that is only going to become more acute. We know that the demographics are that there are going to be significant gaps in the workforce in the years to come. And so you're correct. So we are training emergency physicians, to as many as we are able, certainly at Dalhousie University. But there is a significant shortage of emergency physicians, and we see that especially in some of the smaller regional sites that they really are struggling to recruit and retain people.
So I don't hear you saying that you see this getting better anytime soon.
I think that the problems that we're seeing are systemic. So this is not an emergency medicine problem. This is really a healthcare problem. And I think that we've all known that healthcare in Canada is in crisis. We hear this frequently, and I think that the alarm bells have been ringing for a long period of time. And so I think it needs a concerted effort to really rebuild things and to really reimagine things and to look for solutions. At the moment, we really feel that we're putting band-aids on things all the time, and this needs real cures to be made to influence things in the long term.
Okay, that's an in-depth documentary someday we may talk to you about as well. Dr. Simon Field, really appreciate your time today. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
Coming up, after some political speed bumps with the U.S., the Gordie Howe International Bridge is finally open to traffic.
And massive wildfires in France and Spain force evacuations for more than 300,000 people as another heat wave looms. Welcome back. It has been decades in the making, but traffic is finally flowing across the Gordie Howe International Bridge.
It's the new second bridge connecting Windsor and Detroit. The CBC's Jennifer LaGrassa now on what it took to get to this moment.
At long last, the first passenger vehicle crossed the Gordie Howe International Bridge between Michigan and Ontario, marking its official opening. The driver, the grandson of the iconic Canadian hockey player who is also named Gordie Howe.
It feels historic. It feels like personally a memory that we will treasure.
A similar feeling for many in Windsor, Ontario, who have waited more than 20 years for this bridge and finally got to drive the span.
It feels unreal. I was hoping I'd live long enough to see it. And here we are. We're going to drop dead tonight. It'll be okay. Mission accomplished.
Political tension between Canada and the U.S. delayed the planned opening last month and created uncertainty over whether the $6.4 billion structure would ever actually open to traffic. Canada paid for it but shares ownership with Michigan. American officials were uninvited from Canada's event on Friday, marking the milestone after Donald Trump threatened to impose new 50% tariffs on Canada. But some politicians, like Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer, still marked the opening by driving across the bridge Monday.
So there's significant savings.
Hundreds of billions of dollars in trade cross this border every year. Some in the trucking industry say this new crossing with a direct highway-to-highway connection between the 401 and I-75 will be better for business compared to the nearby privately owned Ambassador Bridge.
When you take into reduced toll rates, driving times, fuel, it's anywhere between $10,000 and $100,000 a month for a trucking company.
The Gordie Howe Bridge, which opens to pedestrians and cyclists August 5th, is yet another physical link between two nations whose long friendship is being tested. Jennifer LaGrassa, CBC News, Windsor, Ontario.
Massive wildfires are ravaging France and Spain, leaving a trail of destruction and prompting hundreds of thousands of people to flee. The CBC's Ashley Burke reports.
It's extreme, erratic, and difficult to control. Wildfires in Spain and France so powerful, they're creating their own weather systems, even generating thunderstorms.
Il a sa propre vie.
It has a life of its own, says France's interior minister. It's autonomous, self-sustaining, and spreads in all directions. James Hillier captured these apocalyptic images during his holiday west of Bordeaux, then had to flee.
In the distance, we saw this huge plume of smoke, like a mushroom cloud or something. And at that point in time, the ash started to come down. We noticed there was ash falling on us, and it was covering the ground.
More than 360,000 people in France and Spain told to leave their homes or shelter in place. You can see the mountains you've known all your life burning, says evacuee Maria Garcia. 3 consecutive heat waves led up to this, but better weather has slowed the fires down. Now crews are racing before another is expected to hit later this week. In Spain, the Prime Minister says the climate emergency has made this the new reality. Summers are becoming increasingly difficult, destructive, and therefore deadly, he says.
Are not tackling the issue.
This local MP in Valencia and climate journalist says more needs to be done in advance.
When you have this kind of situation, it's crazy for me to think that what our governments are usually doing is funding less our prevention and extinguishing services.
French President Emmanuel Macron says his country is grappling with its most challenging period since the Second World War and warns the week ahead will be hard. Ashley Burke, CBC News, London.
As Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu prepares to meet with Donald Trump in Washington, tensions are reaching a boiling point in the occupied West Bank. The CBC's Anna Cunningham looks at the latest eruption of violence there between Israeli settlers and Palestinians.
Over the weekend in the occupied West Bank, there was a surge in violence between Palestinians and Israeli settlers. On Sunday, Palestinians in this village of Kusra, just outside Nablus, say this mosque was set alight by Israeli settlers. They say it had just been built and was ready to open. Inside, on the walls, graffiti, sprayed in Hebrew, the words reading revenge. It's believed that this was in response to the violence on Friday near the village of Tal, southwest of Nablus. It erupted as Israeli settlers entered this village. This is where 4 Palestinians and 2 Israeli soldiers died. Publicly, Israeli leaders and the Israeli military condemn extremist violence, but human rights groups say a rapid rise in settlement outposts is fueling attacks. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, who is heading to Washington to meet with President Donald Trump at the White House Tuesday, has said he ordered the military to search Palestinian villages in the West Bank, seize weapons, he said, and make arrests, adding that his government is prepared to act against what he described as nests of terror. There is clearly a concern that this latest violence could continue to escalate. Anna Cunningham, CBC News, London.
It was a frightening scene at a busy intersection in Paris. A man attacked 3 women with knives before he was wrestled to the ground. Witnesses say they saw the suspect stab one of the women in the back. Bystanders eventually pinned him to the ground, and an off-duty police officer detained him. France's Interior Minister says police could not identify the suspect, who was incoherent during the arrest. France's Anti-Terrorism Prosecutor's Office is considering whether to open an investigation.
Germany's chancellor wants to know how the suspect in the deadly Berlin Pride attack was able to approach the event despite claims he was under surveillance. The question comes a day after police killed the suspect, ending a manhunt that began Saturday night when a van rammed into a crowd. The CBC's Jennifer Yoon brings us the details.
This is the immediate aftermath of a van ramming attack in Berlin, which turned a pride celebration into a crime scene, with 1 woman killed and 29 others injured. This is a day of horror and shock for the queer community, says this attendee. This is where the attack happened, in a central Berlin park on a forested path near the Brandenburg Gate. This white van plowed into a crowd before crashing into a tree. Police say the driver jumped out and attacked several people with what looked like a machete before fleeing. Police then launched a massive manhunt, which ended here nearly 24 hours later when they found the man they were looking for and shot him dead. The suspect ran towards the officers armed with a bladed weapon. That's why police used firearms, says this Berlin police spokesperson. Everything we see here suggests we're dealing with an Islamic terrorist attack, says Germany's interior minister. The suspect, 21-year-old Abdul Balut, he was a German citizen with Lebanese roots. He had traveled last year in an unsuccessful bid to join the Islamic State group, later convicted of preparing a serious act of violence endangering the state and publishing Islamic State propaganda, but he was released on probation pending an appeal.
The decision was made to refer this case, him, to de-radicalization talks with an NGO. Obviously, in this case, this decision was not correct.
As experts analyze what went wrong in this case, the German chancellor calling for unity as the country grapples with a crime he says is aimed at dividing society. They want to take away the most important things we have, our openness and our freedom, he says. And as hundreds of people gathered with rainbow flags and flowers, there were tears and fears.
We are feeling not free.
But also defiance that Berlin's LGBTQ community won't be bowed. Jennifer Yoon, CBC News, Toronto.
A British man has become the first person to receive a new experimental Ebola vaccine. Scientists hope it could be used to fight the deadly outbreak in the Democratic Republic of Congo. The 37-year-old volunteer said he wanted to help after hearing of the outbreak in news reports. Dozens of other volunteers have been recruited for the trial. 600,000 doses of the vaccine are ready to be administered if the trials are successful. There have been more than 2,500 confirmed cases of Ebola in the Democratic Republic of Congo. That number includes more than 1,000 deaths.
The beaches in Normandy, France, where Allied forces landed in 1944, are now a UNESCO-protected World Heritage Site.
On beaches called Utah and Omaha, and Sword and Gold and Juneau, they come ashore.
More than 150,000 Allied troops, including 14,000 from Canada, took part in the famous D-Day invasion. The assault marked a turning point in the liberation of Europe from Nazi Germany. In addition to global recognition, a UNESCO World Heritage Site receives access to conservation funds and protection.
Canada's main stock index finished in positive territory today, as did U.S. markets. Here is a look at the numbers as we head to break. All right, let's get to Ryan's pick tonight, and a bit of a backstory to this one, isn't there?
Yes, some things are just worth the wait.
That's right. Yeah. So I've been off for a couple of weeks. The Friday before I left, we were here. We were getting set to show the viewer picture.
Yeah.
Amy gave it a great big sell.
I think she said best part of the show, didn't she?
She did,
Yeah.
yes. And then we went to the picture, and there was no picture. And I'd emailed Jerry Lowe, who had sent this picture in and said it was going to be on, and then I had to email him and say, you got to wait, Jerry. 2 weeks, I'll be back. And he said, I'm waiting. So here we go. And worth the 2-week wait, we're going to zoom in on the beautiful north part of the province, almost the furthest north, Tidnish, and a beautiful shot indeed.
Oh,
you remember a couple
really?
weeks ago we were dealing with some of that wildfire smoke.
Yes, you can see the evidence of it there, can't you?
And thanks to Jerry for this. Terrific shot.
Patient
indeed.
Jerry.
Yes, patient Jerry. Appreciate it, Jerry. And to everybody who've been sending in pics over the last couple of weeks that have been off, the inbox is nice and full. Love to see it, and we'll feature those over the next couple of weeks. Here are your temperatures for tomorrow across the province. 24 to 29 generally across the mainland. Temperatures should range between about 23 to 26 in Cape Breton. A bit of an onshore east to northeast flow again tomorrow. So it will be cooler and onshore winds for Victoria County and into Sydney and Cape Breton County for tomorrow, but a nice one nonetheless. And that chance for showers and drizzle in the morning will then clear. Wednesday, we're looking at a mix of sun and cloud, and temperatures are going to be really, really nice, mid to high 20s, even a few 30s on tap for Wednesday. Humidity remaining relatively low, and then it will start to creep up as we turn the page into Thursday, Friday, Saturday. That increased mugginess will bring an increase in some cloud cover and some shower chances. We'll show you your 7-day in just a sec. There are those few minor shower drizzle chances overnight into tomorrow morning, and then again off to the races for a couple of nice days. Now Thursday looking like a pretty good chance of showers in the afternoon into the evening. Some carryover shower chances for Friday and into Saturday, but overall I think not a bad 7-day.
Not bad at all. Okay, Ryan, thanks so much for that. Well, over in Folkestone, England, it's a most Wuthering Heights Day ever, 2026 edition.
Hundreds of Kate Bush fans gathered to recreate her iconic 1978 Wuthering Heights music video. Fans dressed as Kathy, the protagonist in Emily Bronte's novel, complete with red dresses and long black wigs.
It's part of an annual tradition falling just before Bush's birthday on July 30th.
Great turnout.
Yeah.
That's it for us tonight. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Good night.
Good night.